Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to play with watercolors, as you can see, back in my Joy of Art journal, and I am totally freeing myself from a plan. I'm trying to disconnect myself because I just want to let watercolor happen in front of me on the paper, and I just love to watch to see what watercolor does when it plays either by itself or with a friend. I have my Magello Mission Gold set out, and I have sprayed it a little bit to prep it for play. And in this separate palette, I have 6 new Magello colors that were not included within the set. That I particularly liked, and one that I mixed, which of course is not included in the set. And so I will be trying to stick with some of those colors and the colors that you see there. So I'm going to go to this next page, and I'm going to give this page a good spray. And while that is sinking in a little bit, I'm going to get out my handy dandy set of dollar store cutting boards, and as you can see, I have them in sizes and shapes because I'm totally in love with them. And here we go. I'm going to start, I think, with one of my new colors that I picked only because I like the concept of the idea behind it. It's Magello's Yellow Gray. Now, that of course makes it gray with yellow in it, which would make it a warmer gray. And I thought I might just try a little bit of this color here and there in the background. Let's have just a little more. And yes, it is certainly a warm gray, a nice background color. Hold it up so that you can see it. Very easy to live with gray, because as you know, some of them can become quite tedious. So let's have something that tickles me. Maybe this lilac color. Why not? Let's see just what happens now. Now, if this were, of course, a different quality paper, different things would be happening. But I'm not unhappy with the amount of movement that I'm getting. And maybe, just because I want to try it, some of this shell pink up here. I'll move my brushes. And I think I'll make a thirsty brush and take up some of that run because, as I said, I'm happily fighting the quality of this paper. And before I go any further, I want to make sure that I include my color swatches over here so that I can remember exactly what it is that I used on this page. And some shell pink. And now something to I think add a little bit of pizzazz, but not too much. Maybe this one. Oh, my. Let's add that one in here. Let's see if we can make some of that happen a little bit. Yes, it's moving. And this shell pink has fallen into a trap over here. But all of these things are happening because of the paper, and that's okay too. Now, I want to talk to a little bit of, I'm thinking a little bit of Hooker's Green, just to add green concept. And as I said, I had no plan, but I know that you're seeing what I'm seeing, and that's okay. Let's just take up some of that and some of that, and a little more and a little more. More there, maybe some there, and maybe some here. And a little bit more of the green down here. Not too much. Let's see if we can add a little bit of texture there. I'm going to set that brush aside. And I'm going to try adding a little bit of the mixture that I made. only because I think it needs to be there. And one more up here. This is my black velvet 3/8 inch striper. And I think I want to have a little bit more of our natural green here. And my Princeton Neptune number 10 round. But not until I have dried this a little bit. I will be back. Now let me make sure again that I have my my colors over here. Here. I have, I'm sorry that I forgot to turn that on, but I used my lilac to embellish this area a little bit, and I'm going to use the same technique in shell pink. To see if I can't there we go, now that the paper is a little bit flatter and drier. Let's see if I can't induce this to move a little bit. And then it's going to be a case of bombs away with this one. What a luscious color this is. Now these Princeton Neptunes hold lots of clean water to work on softening up these edges. And that happens quite nicely, and if it doesn't and it wants to blossom when it meets green, well, that's just fine. Thinking I'm going to want to add just a little bit more of a hint of shell pink down here. And maybe maybe just the tiniest bit of lilac. Let's see if I can't get that lilac to move about here. Yes, it should. Now if I add clean water to the edge there, it's going to induce it to move a little bit, which is wonderful. And then if some of the edge of this one moves out a little bit and makes a lovely new color, well, that just is a wonderful idea. I'm thinking that I have enough color to make me happy. We use the Magello Yellow Gray, Lilac, Shell Pink, mostly the Hooker's Green, and my mixture of colors. Let's see if I can spread this one a little bit. Maybe it's too late. Let's see what happens. Since I'm just wanting to play to see what the colors will do. Mixing this and the lilac together makes really a very, very pretty color. Let's see if I can't get rid of this blue a little bit here with some water. Maybe a little bit of this one where the shell pink pushed the gray. Well, that worked a treat. Let's see if it stays that way. Let's get a little closer. Time for a little drying, but before that background gray did not disturb any of the colors that went on top, and yet it is there. Alrighty, I'll be back when this is dried, and I'll have a think while I'm at it. I'm going to work on this for a bit because I might have to stop as the afternoon is turning gray, as it seems to do daily in northern Florida. We'll have some rain and some thunder and some grumbling, and it will water the flowers in the lawn for a while. And if we're lucky, that happens each day. I just wish that I would remember not to start a video at that time. And I do apologize. I'll have to be a little bit more careful with my time schedule. This is my Uniball Signo Micro number 207. Just trying to pick out what I might be seeing here. Well, I think that is presenting a nice bit to work with. Think about that one. I seem to be stopped for a moment. Well, sometimes it works best if you look at it from another angle. Yes. And now I'm going to think of some stems. One. Whoa. Thunder getting closer. I do believe I'm going to stop. I will return in an hour or so when the storms have passed and the sun is back out. As you can see, I have spent the time of the storm playing. I got out my Conte pastel pencils that I've had 30 plus years, and I've given them a try. In fact, you'll be able to see that right now. I have a little bit left here. This is my my pencil, and I'm going to add some pastel in the appropriate places, and then use a pastel blending tool to bring that down and spread the color out a little bit. I'm going to add some here. Just dust that pastel down a bit and add it in various areas on the petal so that it will look natural. And a little in here, because this is a petal that's underneath, so it can afford to be, should be darker. And a little bit under here, definitely, because that's all underneath. And then I can always come back and add some more pastel, because the pastel is laying on this tool. And then I decided, well, so on this I used purple with this blending tool, and this flower got that one with that blending tool. And then I thought, well, never one to leave well enough alone. Let's see what happens if I put some Prismacolors on top. And doesn't the addition of the Prismas just do the trick? I did not do any green pastels or this turquoise, but I did embellish them a little bit with some pencils. But I'm thinking, now that I'm looking at this bottom up, that I've lost the center, so I'm going to add on to these center areas quite a bit here. The pastel covered up the powders, the chalk from the pastel covered up some of that center, and that's not what we want here. Now I have to decide whether or not that does the trick. Let's see. Well, it's better. But that's not the only bits that that the pastel has covered. So I'm going to doctor these a bit. Yes. This is a much lighter color so that I don't have to do too much, but some is necessary, even on this shell pink. Now, I'm thinking that I'm going to do some G2 on these centers. So now the G2 is going over watercolor, which is absolutely no problem, and over the Conte pencils, and over the Prisma. This has been a wonderful way to spend a rainy afternoon and to take out pencils that I haven't touched in best part of 30 years. Now at this point, I think I might do just a little bit more around this one. Am I sorry? No, 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 no. It could have been not good. But basically this is the focal flower, so now I'm going to use my Muji very, very sparingly to add some growth marks here. Because it would not be natural for the flowers not to have something happening, but not too much. I do hope you have noted the potential of watercolors embellished with pastel pencils, embellished with Prismacolor colored pencils, And if you have enjoyed sharing this rainy day adventure with me, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share with a friend, and I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Bye now.